What's up guys, Xman Co here, and today we're going to make an amazing Wagyu ribeye steak. It's going to be on ciabatta slices, and guys, it's going to be amazing. If you want to see how we cook a Wagyu steak ribeye on the fire, stay tuned. Our star of the show is this amazing Wagyu. Look at that, this is ribeye cut. We would have liked it a little bit thicker, but we didn't have a choice at the butcher, it was rare cut. But guys, this is going to be amazing. Let's dive straight into this cook. Before we start this cook, let me introduce you guys to all the ingredients we have here today. As always, they will be listed in the description below for you guys to check out later. We're going to start off with some parmesan, flaky salt, olive oil, red cocktail tomatoes, red onion, some mushrooms, parsley over here. Then onto our spices, we've got some crushed garlic, some mixed herbs, and then smoked paprika. Right at the end here, we've got a ciabatta. Let's dive into the cook. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's move over to the Weber, set it up for indirect cook, ready for the ciabatta. First things first, we got a ciabatta. We want a nice crust build up on the outside, so let's set that up quickly, prep it for the Weber. We're going to prep this ciabatta with a little bit of oil and then some flaky salt. Now guys, you can do exactly the same in your oven. In the oven we normally go for about 140 degrees, because remember that ciabatta is already cooked and we're not trying to cook it, we're just trying to create an amazing crust on the outside. Some flaky salt. Now guys, you don't want to go too crazy, but once again, there's no limit here. You can decide. We like to put quite a bit on there. It's only on the one side, so this is really going to complement your dish. Perfect. Just move it around on the table, grab up some more salt if we can. Now it's time to set up the Weber. We want to indirect cook. Let's go sort that out. Once we got our lid on, we want to make sure that our vent is about a third closed, and that will give us our approximate 140-150 degrees Celsius, because we want the indirect heat as we explained earlier. And then guys, we're going to close it. We're running slightly hot. We're on about 190 degrees Celsius. We're going to give it about 15-20 minutes. Obviously check in on it every now and again. Let's move over and prep the rest of the ingredients. We're going to start off with the red onion that we have here, off with the one end. Then we're going to get rid of that unnecessary skin, the first layer. There you go. You can see that I still keep it attached at the back. And then guys, just very thinly sliced. This is going to be part of our garnish. As you guys can see, it's really thin. Have a look there. That's going to be our garnish, and that's going to work perfect. Onto the tomatoes. We're using cocktail tomatoes. I know you get them in different sizes. We went for a medium size, and guys, we're just going to saute these. So basically what we want to do is just make sure they cut nicely in the middle. Do about, let's say, 8 of them. We don't need much. Remember, this is going to be incorporated with our mushrooms, so 8 should be perfect. Next, our mushrooms. We've got about 6 here. And guys, you don't want to go too thick, not too thin. I would say about 3.5 mil. So we're just going to slice them up into a bowl and then prep the rest of this dish. We always need some greens. So we're using just a handful of parsley, and you want to basically just cut them nice and fine. And how fine is entirely up to you. Just going to go ahead, get them ready. Our ribeyes are room temperature, and now it's time to add some seasoning. Now guys, we're going to go with salt and pepper. Remember, ribeye, especially if it's Wagyu, are so rich you don't need anything else. If you really want to, you can add some garlic flakes, but we're not going to do that today. There's so much flavor in the rest of the dish. So we're going to go ahead, add some pepper, and then rosemary infused salt. Pat it lightly. And then what we do on the one side, we do on the other side. And guys, these bad boys are going to rest for at least half an hour. So we're going to get the salt just to penetrate slightly, because remember, there's so much marbling in between. That's going to render on the fire. It's going to be amazing. Hang around. 20 minutes, guys, and look at this. That's exactly what we're after. Nice crust on the outside. Let's put this on the table and move over to the next step. We need a medium to high heat for sauteing all the ingredients. Thereafter, we're going to set up the grill for a nice hot fire just to sear these bad boys for a minute or two aside. Once we're happy with the heat source, we're going to move our skillet onto the grid. And at this point, we like to get the skillet nice and hot. Once it's nice and hot, add a little bit of oil. I would say about 2 tablespoons. In with the tomatoes, give it about 30 seconds. We're going to start adding the seasoning. First in with the garlic. then the smoked paprika, followed by the mixed herbs. This stage you want to saute it a little bit for another 30 seconds. Now it's time for the mushrooms. Once the mushrooms is nicely mixed with the rest of our ingredients, we're going to add our parsley. Give it a minute to just mingle. Crack in some salt and then some pepper, then in with a dollop of butter, and guys, this is really going to give it that creamy flavor that we're after. We're going to give it another 2 minutes just to saute it and get that nice crunchiness on the outside. Now we don't want to take it too far, we want it to be about, I would say, 50% cooked. And just before we remove the skillet, we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. And guys, this is really going to uplift this dish. We're going to put this aside and move on to the steak. It's time for the Wagyu steak, guys. It's nice hot fire that we got here. On with the steak. We're going to give it about 2 minutes aside. It's not a thick steak. And 2 minutes even for this thin cut could be a bit too much. We're looking for a medium. Not really medium rare because there's a lot of marbling, so we want to render some of that fat. So we're going to give it 2 minutes aside, turn it over. Hopefully we've got a nice searing on the one side, and once we've done the other side, that looks as pretty as the other. While we wait for the ribeye steaks to rest for about 5 minutes, let's cut into our ciabatta. We're going to set this up quickly. We might as well prep everything because these steaks are going to be ready in no time. You can hear that the ciabatta is nice and crusty on the outside. Have a look there, guys. This looks absolutely amazing. We're going to go ahead and put a light buttery smear on them. There you go. We're going to do that to all of them. Look at that, guys. It looks absolutely amazing. And you can see it just wants to break down. I think we got a solid medium here, and that's what we're aiming for. Let's slice these bad boys up. It's going to be amazing. Just look at that. I wonder if you guys can see properly. That's absolutely beautiful. Let's start with our base. Just going to put a little bit there, spread it out. This is going to be so amazing. There you go. Share it between these 4 slices. Then onto our onion. And guys, once again, you decide how much you want to put on here. Some of us like more onion, some of us like less, but this is your crunchy component to this dish. Some meat on there. A little bit over there, some there. Let's top it off with some greens. There you go. Guys, have a look at that. All we need to do is dig in. Guys, have a look there. This is absolutely amazing. I'm sure it's going to taste amazing. Let's dive right in. Wow, this is nice. The crunchiness is there, very important. The ciabatta, this crust on the outside, really adds to it. You can't go wrong with Wagyu, obviously. And guys, that base, the tomato, the garlic, the smoked paprika, it's all coming through. This is something you guys should really try. Guys, you know the story. If you like what you're doing, like, share, subscribe, enable those notifications so you get notified as soon as we upload new video. Thanks for watching. We cannot do it without you. We'll see you on the next one. Go, taste this. That's amazing, honestly.
I love it.
Go likes it, you're gonna love it.